I got their thing up too, so I've got both my things up. So we're set.
Yay. Hello, and welcome to Spooky Sips, where we put our love of horror movies into a podcast and sip some spirits along the way. I'm one of your hosts, Yvette. I'm here with my co-hosts, Laura and Brianna.
Hello.
Hey. All right, so we have something exciting for you tonight that we're going to start off with. We on Spooky Sips also listen to a lot of other podcasts, and we have quite a few favorites. One of our favorites is They Don't Stay Dead. It's this duo from Australia that just sit around and talk about horror movies very much like us. And, you know, sometimes they've got like haunted tales that they weave in and all of that. So instead of us telling you why they're so great, we're going to let them tell you why they're so great. So here you go.
Hey, Paranormies. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Alexa.
And we're the hosts of They Don't Stay Dead.
We're a paranormal podcast from Australia, and we've made it our mission to share with you all the real-life ghost stories and haunted locations from our home, as well as encounters with supernatural beings and reports of unknown mysteries.
From haunted asylums and ghost ships to big cat cryptids and alien encounters, there's something for everyone. We release new episodes every Thursday, and you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Be sure to check out our Instagram at They Don't Stay Dead for weekly updates. We get a little bit spooky and a lot silly. So join us for some laughs and a tale of the unknown.
Stay spooky, Paranormies.
All right, so back to Spooky Sips. We just finished watching The Skelton Key. Oh, I love this movie. It's in 2005, and it's got our favorite girl, Kate Hudson, in it. Mm-hmm. Basically, it takes place in New Orleans, which just has, like, I think that amazing Southern spooky vibe to it.
Yes.
So she's a hospice worker, and she gets sees an ad in the newspaper for this couple that live kind of out in like the swamps. And so she goes out there and gets the job. So she's living with this couple, and the husband, they said, had a stroke. But all of a sudden, like, these spooky things start happening, and she thinks maybe something else is going on with the guy from it. And the wife is acting a bit strange to her. And so she does some investigation and sees what's really going on. Mm-hmm. That's the movie. And then it all goes spooky from there.
Yes. Yes, I love that. It all goes spooky from there.
Mm-hmm.
Sure does.
So I was in high school when this movie came out, and I just remember how much I loved this movie. Mm-hmm. It was, I think I even saw it in theaters.
Nice.
Had you guys seen it before?
I think you guys made me watch it my first time.
Oh,
I think
okay.
So. Yeah, I think I'd never heard of it. And then you guys were talking about it, and you were like, how have you never watched this? So I think I watched it with you probably a couple of years ago for the first time.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely see myself doing that.
Yeah. No, I think we made you watch it. So clearly, I've seen it before. I don't think I saw it in theaters, but I think I saw it not too long after it first came out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's kind of one of those classic movies.
So good.
So good. Yeah, it's one that it's very unique, I think.
Yes.
And it has a very distinct vibe to it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, just like the atmosphere in this movie is so good. And so they did film it in Louisiana in an actual plantation, like on a mansion on a plantation. And the director felt really strongly about that. Like, he was originally, I think the plan was to have it be on a set in California, kind of like you normally do for regular movies.
Right.
But he was super adamant. So they ended up taking a little bit of a break because Kate Hudson was pregnant, and that didn't really tie into the movie. They figured there was no way to kind of put it into the role. So they took like a months and months long break because they were like, we'll wait for you. Thank God. She was great. And during that, the director basically made his case about why they need to film in Louisiana, because that's the only way to properly capture the energy.
Yeah.
Good call.
And it was so worth it. And apparently so they found the house. The house is perfect, right, for this movie. And the owners weren't going to let them go inside. The original agreement was, yeah, you can use the outside, to film the outside scenes, have it just, this is what the house looks like from the outside. But they were able to push a little more, and then they finally let them use the inside of the house too.
Cool.
So
and they lived there. Like the whole crew kind of just stayed there for a while.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
That's kind of a 180. You can't come in our house to no, please live here.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
come on in.
I think there was some family feuding, because I don't think anyone actually lived there. I think it was kind of like an internal family feud where one part of the family had agreed, but the other part said no. And then as kind of like an olive branch, the family ended up deciding to let them film.
Oh, okay.
So they got into a little family feud in order to use it. But it's so perfect. And I think that's part of why it looks so good.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, and I think too, right off the bat, from the opening scene, they're kind of, or when she's first driving, I guess, to the house, just the trees and not shrubbery. It's not really even like a swamp, but just the vegetation, I guess.
Yeah.
It so reminded me of the time when Brianna and I went to our grandma's funeral in Louisiana. It looked identical to the road do you remember that, Brandon? We drove on this road to get to, she her service was in this very small town outside of New Orleans in Louisiana. I don't even remember the name of it.
I don't either.
But to get there, you had to drive down this kind of creepy road with all this Louisiana vegetation
and a lot of the Spanish moss that hangs from the trees,
yeah, and it looked like this movie. I instantly had this flashback to us in Louisiana, and
me too.
They did a good job.
No, totally, because for me, I think I love New Orleans so much. That's probably why I like this movie so much. But I don't know. I just love the vibes of New Orleans and
this made me want to visit more. I've never been, but yeah,
you have to go.
It's on the top of U.S. cities I haven't visited, but I need to. This movie definitely made me want to go more.
Just for the food and the culture and the jazz and oh my gosh,
yeah.
Well, yeah. So for me, the first time that I got to go to New Orleans was actually really close after this movie came out. Because I went after Katrina with my high school. We did a week-long relief trip there where we went and emptied and helped with tearing down a house, the insides, gutting a house essentially. So that was the first time I got to go to New Orleans, and even then, it was a very different feel to the city. Just, being right after a hurricane and what have you.
Yeah.
But even then I loved New Orleans. And then I got to go back, years later and do a more what you imagine, Bourbon Street, kind of all that jazz.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I had to look it up because when I saw the movie came out in 2005 and was in Louisiana, I was like, wait, when did it come out relative to Katrina? And it was 2 weeks. I think the movie was released and Katrina first hit Louisiana 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
And the house that they used was damaged during Katrina and stuff. So they did end up repairing it eventually, but the movie definitely is a pre-Katrina New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is kind of this, obviously this is a made up movie, but you still just get to see New Orleans pre-Katrina, which is just kind of an interesting look into it.
Oh yeah. Because it's one of those things, there's pre-Katrina, post-Katrina, no matter how much time has gone by, it's still impacted. The community there is still impacted. So,
yeah.
Well,
all right. Well, I say we get into the movie.
Yeah.
Let's get it started.
Yeah.
Should we start kind of right at the beginning? I think we skipped the beginning. So no intro credits. It's just directly into the movie.
Right.
And we meet Kate Hudson, who's working in hospice.
Yep.
There, right? And she's
in a assisted living place. Like,
yeah.
you know what I, like in an
Mhm.
actual like facility. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she's reading Treasure Island
Mhm.
to someone who I think we quickly realized has passed, right?
Yeah, like he
said
died while she
he
was
died
reading the
while
book.
she was reading it.
Mhm.
And she just doesn't like the way that the place she's working treats it all, right? It's very cold,
Mhm.
very like,
Clinical.
yeah, there's okay, we'll work on it. They box up all his stuff, and when no one picks it up, they're like, just throw it away. Like
Yeah.
very cold. She's ready to move on to something else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I really liked the entry. Like I feel like that was a good way to start it, right? Like it was like I get this character. I get why she'd want to go do something else.
Mhm.
This is a rough start. Like I think she's supposed to be like 25.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, girl, quarter life crisis. Go find another
Mhm.
job.
Mhm.
You
Right,
know,
like she even has a line where she says something like her roommate is like, why are you doing this? And she's like, why not? Like I'm 25. Like
yeah,
it's the
Yeah, maybe
perfect time.
Maybe it's time for a change. you know,
exactly.
something different.
Yeah.
And it
Mhm.
just gives you a real sense for the empathy that she has and just
Mhm.
her nature. So yeah, it's a really good, like, quick way to get great insight into who Caroline is, the name of her character. into who
Yes,
Caroline
I'll
is.
stop calling her Kate Hudson.
I know.
No, or
Right?
we could just call her Kate Hudson. That's fine. That's fine. Sometimes it gets confusing with all the names.
I know.
Or, I mean, you're supposed to watch the movie and then listen to us, but if you don't, I mean, I have a few friends who hate scary movies, so they just listen without actually watching the movies.
Yeah.
Which I love. Like they get to watch a scary movie without being scared because they don't
Yeah.
actually watch it. They just listen.
No, it's
Exactly.
great.
Exactly.
Perfect.
I will say though, and I know we're talking about Skeleton Key, but I'm going to do a flashback to our last episode
Mhm.
of Beetlejuice. I convinced multiple people who had never seen Beetlejuice to watch Beetlejuice, and they loved it.
Oh,
Nice.
yes, yes.
So,
I love that.
okay, sorry, we can go back to Skeleton.
So she's, she wants something more caring, and she is
Mhm.
reading the newspaper and she sees an ad for like a live-in hospice worker
Yeah.
for just one couple, like not a
Mhm.
facility but a home. And so she goes and
So as she's driving there, at one point she has to get gas.
yes.
And so she has to go to this gas
Mhm.
station, and it's a very noticeable that there's this line of reddish orange dust across the
Mhm.
door. And it's like she has to cross that line to get into the gas station. And I don't think we learn yet what that means.
No.
But later on we learn that is part of this it's not voodoo, it's called hoodoo
Mhm.
magic. And in the hoodoo, people who practice hoodoo, they put red brick dust around, and if anyone wishes you ill intent, they cannot cross that line.
Mhm.
So she's able to cross the line and get into the gas station.
Yes.
But that's kind of our first encounter with people who practice hoodoo.
And it is
Mhm.
a it's a scary looking gas station that she goes into.
It's got
Yeah.
spooky vibes. It's kind of our first
It's-
jump scare.
Yeah.
As
I mean,
the
there's
kids,
bones.
yes,
Yeah, there's a lot of
bones
hanging
down.
bones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
like
the kids-
almost like wind chimes of bones. So you can
Uh-huh.
like hear them clanging up on each other. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, as the kids would say, it's a bit sus.
It's a bit sus
in there.
It is a bit sus, Laura.
Sus.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Okay.
So moving on from the gas station, which I think we come back to.
We do.
Yes, we
At
do.
some
She goes
point.
back. Wait.
Yeah. So for now, we'll move on, and she has her job interview, which
And
is
as
where
she's
we.
pulling up to the house,
Mhm.
you can see out by the gates there is another big line of red dust.
Oh,
Like
I
on the
totally missed
outside gate.
that.
Oh yeah.
Did not catch that either.
What?
Yeah, when she's driving through their gate, that also has a big line of red dust.
Oh my gosh, brilliant.
Oh,
Mhm.
totally missed that. Okay, good eye. So I think she first meets the lawyer.
Yes, she first meets Ben.
Ben
Mhm.
is his
He
name,
is the estate attorney or the
Mhm.
estate
Yes.
lawyer. Yep.
Oh wait,
And
no.
he's got that
Ben
like
is-
No.
Oh, no, Ben is the husband.
Ben is the husband.
Oh my
Luke.
gosh, I'm so sorry.
What's
You're
his
good.
name?
I think
We
Luke is the lawyer. Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're
Yes,
such
and-
both generic. Just
I know.
Guy names.
sorry. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
we meet Luke.
Yes.
And he's got that like classic Southern accent that I
Mhm.
love, like
Yeah.
Louisiana accent. I love that.
Yeah.
And so
I think he just kind of gives her like the rundown, right?
Yeah.
He just kind of like, all right, this is the job, let me introduce you.
Mhm.
And then we get to meet the couple,
Yes.
which is Violet and Ben.
Yes.
Violet and Ben. Yeah.
So they're out in the garden and Ben is in his wheelchair because he is completely like, not catatonic, but what do you call
He's
it?
just paralyzed,
It
right?
is kind of, I mean, it's like he's catatonic.
Yeah,
bit,
like he's
and then
just there.
he's
Yeah.
paralyzed, but it seems like there's this cognition happening. You
Yeah.
can see
Mhm.
kind of him thinking and
But he can't
recognizing,
speak.
but he can't speak and he can't walk. He can't move.
Yeah.
And she's giving him a haircut.
Mhm.
So that's how we meet them.
Yeah.
And she's just very cranky and judgy.
Yes.
She makes comments. I think it's one of the first things she says to Caroline is, "Oh, I bet you have markings all over you." Like kind of mentioning, kind of
Mhm.
referring to like, "I bet you're one of those girls that has tattoos." And she's
Yeah.
very judgy of that. We learn later why.
Yeah.
She herself does not want tattoos.
Right.
But she's just very kind of cold and critical.
I will say, I feel like this is a good time to talk about the acting because all of the acting in this movie is really well done.
Yes.
Agreed.
Like
Mhm.
Violet, I mean, I do kind of hate her, but that means she's doing her job, right? She does.
She nails the part, I
She's
think.
so good at it.
Mhm.
She does a great job. And then the actor that plays Ben as well, like he has basically no speaking lines, but his face
Oh yeah.
and the way he's able to just emote
Yes.
is so good.
I agree.
Like you can see the pain and the struggle and you we learn that something is off.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe Ben isn't as sick as he, actually
Mhm.
is.
There's
maybe
something
for a
happening
different
in there.
But he acted that so well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for me, the first time I watched it too, I was thinking maybe it's not even that he's not as sick as he is being presented, but maybe why he got sick. Like,
Mhm.
was it a
Ooh.
ghost or a traumatic event or there's something more than he just had a stroke that caused
Yeah.
him to be that way. But yeah. So the acting is amazing. It's very good.
So Caroline gets the job. She's
does.
convinced.
Yep.
And she goes, she packs her bags, and decides to take the job.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
And as she's getting to know the couple, at one point, the Violet, she says, she's like talking to Caroline, but she's trying to then excuse herself. And
Mhm.
the way she excuses herself is she says, "Time for my remedies." And I just thought, that is a line I'm going to not need to start using when I need to pour myself a glass of wine. It's time for my remedies.
It's time for my remedies.
Or when I take my meds, I'm going to start saying that because I like that so much more than saying I have to take my meds.
No,
Yeah.
Time
Time-
for my remedies.
time for
Yeah.
my remedies. Yeah.
I love
So
that.
I'm going
really-
to call it.
I just love the way people in South talk. It just makes
No,
me
I love it. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
Violet has some good lines in
Mhm.
this movie.
Yeah, like I think my favorite is she needs Caroline to do something for her. So instead of saying, I have to ask you a favor, she says, do me a blessing.
Oh, yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, I love that.
Do me a
Do
blessing.
me a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we had
And-
more sayings.
I know, right? What do people say in Utah? Bless her heart.
Yeah.
We
Or,
say milk and pillow
yeah,
and
Mount.
crick.
And they spell names in very interesting ways. That's,
Yeah.
that's
I
our-
say milk like so much, and I hate myself for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
just call it, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's the only word for it.
I was gonna say like cow juice, but that just sounds gross.
That's worse. That is
Ew.
worse.
Please don't ever call it that. Oh my God.
All right. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
So at first, it seems like things are okay. right?
Yeah.
We kind of get the intro montage of, here's every day where, it's starting to look good. They're doing their routine.
It's important to note that like while she's walking around the house when she first moves in, is like she notices there's no mirrors. There's like empty spots on the wall where they should be. You can clearly see, and they're just not. Even in the bathroom, there's no mirrors. So
yeah.
So that's kind of unusual. And also, I think they mentioned that they only use like half the doors in the house, but there's a skeleton key that is required to, or what? There's one skeleton key that opens all of the doors in the house.
Yes,
hence the name of the movie
and the name of what we're sipping on tonight.
This is a perfect time to talk about what we are sipping on tonight. So we tonight are going back to our roots of wine and sipping on Skelton Key Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, I realized it was hard for us all to find a bottle of this wine. I'm the only one with one right now.
Yes.
But I realized that's because, Brianna, you got this for me as a Christmas gift a couple of years ago, and I've been saving it.
Yes.
So you got it because we like the movie Skelton Key. So it's a 2019. Do you want me to read the back?
Yeah. Tell us.
Okay. So, a skeleton key found on the Vineyard Estate awakened the spirit of two Texas wine growers. This soulful wine is to celebrate the coming together of two friends and how their passion for life was unlocked when that key was turned. Real Texas wine.
Love it.
That's a cute story.
That is.
I love that.
Yeah. So we've got the Skelton Key wine, delicious Cabernet.
So if you can't find it, try to find another Cabernet. And if you like it, tell us what you had, like on Instagram, and how you liked it, and we'll compare.
What's your favorite red wine? If you all had to pick.
I enjoy a full-bodied. So I'm a fan of like a Cab Sauv.
Yeah.
I want something that has like a lot of flavor.
You know, it's so funny. I used to say Pinot Noir. That was my go-to red wine. But honestly, I think I've been more on a Cab kick. Like, I think lately I've liked Cabernets more.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I will say, I'm going to get excommunicated from Oregon, but Pinot Noir is my least favorite of the red wines.
But have you had a Willamette Valley good Pinot Noir?
I have.
Good.
Yes, and they are very good. My problem is I like cheap wine, and cheap Pinot Noir tastes like water.
Yes.
It tastes like a watered down good wine.
Agreed.
Good Willamette Valley, Oregon Pinot Noir. I've had it. It is very good, but it comes at a higher price point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which is my one complaint.
Yeah.
What about you, Laura? What's your?
I mean, I think I first fell in love with Willamette, like Oregon Pinot Noirs. That's when I first fell in love with red wine. But then since then I have expanded. It's rare for me to meet a red wine I don't like.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, blends are good. Cabs, I always like really dry, bold red wines. So
good Merlot
is good. Sometimes Merlots can be amazing. So if I had to pick only one type, I would do a Cab Sauv as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, a good blend though. I get blends a lot. I do a lot of just blends.
So Brianna and I watched this a couple nights ago after I had been drinking.
Yeah.
And I don't understand my notes. They're just like random words. I'm like, what does that mean?
What are some of the random words?
Okay, so here's my notes in order. Okay. All mirrors down. He grabs her. Time for my remedies. Written on. Martin and Grace.
Martin and Grace?
Yeah, Martin and Grace.
What is that?
Attic plus basements equal bad.
Equal bad. That's amazing.
Shut ever since moved in. Room. How?
Just how? I love these notes.
I don't know. Oh, shoot. Anyway.
So I think we can get into when the real spookiness begins.
Yeah, because we can't really go death by death because this movie isn't about deaths.
Right. No,
it's more just about spooky events. Yeah, agreed.
So I'm trying to think. I feel like one of the first spooky things that happens is she sees the door in the attic, right?
Yes.
She goes to fetch some seeds that were kept in the attic, and that's Caroline. Caroline goes to the attic, and there's a door behind a shelf or something, but it starts shaking. Which just 10 out of 10. It's like, this is just like spookiness 101, right? You have a skeleton key. Now you have a secret door that you've never heard of. This is great.
You got to go in.
Yeah, right? The door is like shaking. So she goes to check it out. And I love how she just kind of like slowly realizes she has the skeleton key and tries it. Yeah. It's like, and it's like, I feel like they like slow it down of her putting the key in and trying to turn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Just classic spookiness.
Classic. No, it's so good.
Now, does the door open? Because I'm spacing.
No, so it doesn't open now.
Okay.
Her key doesn't work. So then
what it did.
The white,
I think it opens later. I think that's because that she asks Violet, wait, I thought the skeleton key opened every door.
And Violet's like, oh, that old door, there's nothing in there. It's never opened for me. We just don't worry about it.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, I think I even told Laura when we were watching it, like, I could not live in a house for that long and not know what was behind a door.
Well, oh my gosh. I have a story about
There's
a door.
No way. Like, I could never.
So someone I know, they live in a house, right? And it's like a group of them. And then there's an exterior entrance to the basement. But it's like a underground basement, right? So the door opens, it's kind of like a hatch kind of thing. And then there's stairs leading to the basement. And they haven't opened the door before and kind of didn't really think much of it. But then one day, a DoorDash order showed up to the basement unit and they left it by that door. And they were like, whoa, wait, that's weird. What's going on? And so they called the owner because they're renting it. And the owner is like, oh, there's nothing there. Don't worry about it. But they also refuse to open the door because they're like, well, can you show us what's down there? Like, we kind of want to know what's going on. So they just refuse.
Someone's living in there.
Right?
Someone's like, totally living in there.
Absolutely living there.
Oh my gosh, that's so creepy.
Yeah.
I
know. I was like, look, I don't live here. If I break in.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like you're not liable.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened with whatever got DoorDashed?
I think they ended up taking it and just tossing it or something. But I was like, wait, I've experienced a door.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's the same thing in there that was in Skelton Key.
Yeah. No, someone made the joke. They're like, have you seen Barbarian?
Oh, right. My God. No, right.
Well, even like Beetlejuice, the fact that they had the attic that they just never went into. Like, absolutely not.
Like,
my curiosity would never allow me.
I will take the door off the hinges if I need to. I will chop it down with a hammer.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll just break into it. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all in agreement. If we ever have a secret door, we're just going to break it.
Just got to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild.
So then, at some point, is this when Ben tries to get away?
Yeah,
it's pretty early.
Yeah, because it's like a really stormy night.
Yeah.
And she's in bed and she just hears this like clanging. Right? Isn't that this?
Yeah, because I think it's like a metal roof. So it's kind of like extra noisy.
So she goes upstairs to see like what's going on, and she realizes that Ben's door is locked.
Yeah.
And then
so she goes inside, doesn't see him, keeps looking, and then as she's going and checking the other rooms, she realizes, wait, his door was locked, which means someone else
been
locked
in there.
it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or it was locked from the inside. Or I think at one point she says, wait, why was it locked? Or like it was locked from the inside. She says something that makes her go back. And that's when she sees the puddle of water by the open window.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then she looks out the window and she sees Ben on the roof. Just trying to like grab his and pull his body to get off. And then he falls off of the roof.
Yes.
You know,
and
so
she's like screaming, like, "Oh, like
she's like, oh my gosh,
stop what you're doing!"
She notices that the bedding is all messed up on the side of his bed, and she goes and looks, and she sees something. So she like fluffs it out and holds it out, and it says, "Help me!" right across it in like dirt.
Yeah.
So then she runs down, and she's yelling for Violet, but she has the sheet with her and she hides it in her little vanity, like her little closet. Yeah. And then, you know, goes out to get Ben and
get like his wheelchair.
And gets his wheelchair. And Violet is now out and coming down. And
Yeah. So at this point, we know what we'd already been kind of, you know, sussing out the rest of the movie, which is that maybe Ben isn't as sick, you know, as,
maybe he's more able.
Yes.
There's something else happening
to keep him sick.
Yes.
And apparently the actor, just as we're talking about that scene, John Hurt, he wanted to do that stunt himself, but they refused to let him because I guess they were like, there's kind of a non-0% chance of getting hurt. So you can't perform this yourself. So he did have a stunt double for it.
I think it's important to note too that Violet asks once they're out there with him, you know, it's raining, so they're yelling, but Violet is yelling at Caroline saying, like, did you give him his remedies? Because a big deal is they mix up every night in this powder form. They mix up this medicine and make it into a drink, and he drinks it every night before bed. So it's important to know. And like Violet is thinking, oh, you must not have given him his remedies because he got up.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, he's having a spasm.
Yeah.
Like she's saying that this is a spasm.
Like, he's having spasms.
Right. Like,
because I think that's how she originally explains the medicine. Because, you know, we know that Caroline has, you know, some sort of health like giving background. So when she says the medication that he's taking, Caroline's kind of like, wait. And she's like, oh, for his spasms, you know, that he has.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I don't think that makes you crawl on the roof. But
no. Spasm is different than attempts to escape.
Right.
Yeah.
A little bit more involved.
Yeah.
So
this is when, finally Violet's story is starting to kind of dissolve, right? Because I will say before this, she has pretty good responses. I did want to mention that, right? The mirrors, creepy, immediate red flag. But she like talks about it and says, oh, you know, once you get to our age, you know, you don't need to look at yourself anymore.
Yeah, you don't
if you want a mirror, go ahead, like bring it in, not a problem.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, that's still weird, but like kind of a reasonable response, right? Like she has good responses to things. And I think this is where it finally starts to kind of break down. Something's off.
Yeah.
So then Caroline goes again to the attic. The room in the attic, and something comes out of the lock, right?
Yeah, so she's like fishing into the door.
Oh, with her hairpin.
With her hairpin, and what looks like a little piece of metal comes out. And I don't know if it was super obvious, but it's a, what do you call it? A tooth of the key. Like it's a little piece of a key is what it is.
So like a key broke.
Yeah, like it looks like a key broke in the lock. And after getting that, then her skeleton key does fit.
Yes, right.
She's able to open and unlock the door.
Yeah. And she sees all this creepy stuff in there.
Yeah, so she gets in there and it's just, I mean, this room is like full to the brim of, it looks like, I don't know, a spooky antique store in there. Like there's records and there's things hanging from the walls and there's like jars of
things in jars
of a baby pig. I don't know what that was, but it was super spooky. Like yeah.
And this is where she finds the record.
Yes. Papa Justify.
Well. Yes.
Papa Justify has this record and it's like these chance.
Yeah, chance.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
Yeah,
chance.
I guess you would say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she takes it back to her apartment. Oh yeah, so she gets out. She leaves the room quickly because Violet is looking for her. So she gets out, and that's all fine. And so she takes the record and goes back to her apartment in New Orleans
Mm-hmm.
and listens to this record. And her friend Jill walks in, or her roommate,
Yeah.
and is like, "What the?
Yeah.
What are you listening to?"
And it is creepy sounding.
It's so creepy sounding.
It is. Because when we say like a chant kind of thing, it's like, it is, but also like you
There's
don't
some kind of
understand.
music and
Yeah.
And it's called Conjure of Sacrifice.
Yes.
So it is like a conjuring.
It is.
yes,
But it's so creepy sounding. Like it's just creepy. You hear it and you know something's wrong.
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
And that's where she then learns about hoodoo, because her roommate Jill is like, "Oh, I have an aunt that's into that. Like,
Yeah.
here's what this is."
Mhm.
And she even shows her like where there's a shop hidden in a laundromat.
Yeah.
So she kind of learns like, "Oh, there's something happening here."
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
will
when we
Oh, no,
I was
go
just
ahead.
going to say at that store, the hoodoo kind of back room of the laundromat, that's where we learn about the fact that the red brick dust protects you from people with bad intentions.
Yes. One complaint I have with this movie, and I really like it. So, but there are a couple things is
Mhm.
I wanted more from the hoodoo shop in the laundromat.
Yeah.
Like I wish we could have gotten more of it.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I feel like there was more that they could have done with it. I think Jill could have also played a bigger role.
I agree with
Agreed.
that.
I think both of those were kind of missed opportunities, especially in the middle of the movie. I feel like things get a little slow
I
for me.
agree.
I did find myself getting a little like, this is, maybe part of it was that I'd seen it before. And so I
Right.
knew the ending.
Right.
And so I was like, let's get there. So
Mhm.
that could have been it too. But I felt like the middle was a little slow. And I think they could have maybe taken away from some things and given a little bit more time to that, because
100% agree.
the Hooters, it was so rushed. It was kind of like, hello. And then they're
That's
like,
this
oh,
quick
yes.
little backstory, and then
Yeah. And they're like, oh, here's like a bag of things that you can use. And it's like, wait, what? Like, I don't know. This was my first time watching this movie, like hearing about hoodoo. So I think this would have been a good chance to maybe tell us a little more. I think they could have done more to make it sound spookier. I think they, I think there's a little bit of a missed opportunity. Kind of.
I completely agree, because Jill, Caroline will go back to the shop later, right? To like ask for help.
Yeah.
And then that scene just ends and she's back at home with like a shopping bag. And I'm like, I wish that they would have like walked through the shop and she would have like filled her bag and told her what was what and how to do it and what it was. So I
think there could have been like more of a conversation there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. So yeah, there's like a lot. There's like, I don't know, a lot that happens. Like
at one point, Caroline does confront Violet, the old woman, and she confesses that the people that I guess there's the people who had stuff in that room, they were two servants.
Yeah, I mean, I would. They didn't use the word slave, but it was
okay.
I think they used the word servant, but let's be real.
It was a plantation in the
1800s. It's
in Louisiana. So I think,
and that they had been in the house like 90 years before this date, and that they were hoodoo practitioners, and that I think she at one point say that they killed the plantation owner's children.
No,
and so
they didn't kill them, but they were teaching them magic. So like
teaching them.
Yeah, during a big party that was happening, they took the children and they were caught up in the attic, like teaching them how to do magic.
Yes.
And so because of that, everyone at the party was like, "Oh my gosh, we have to kill them. So they like hung them and then put them on fire.
Yes.
And so
then those kids are who they bought the house from.
yes.
Right.
So then the house goes to the kids. Because then there's a story that the two servants must have cursed the mom and dad that were living there because he was like a wealthy bank owner. And it ended up that like she went crazy and killed herself, and then his bank went under. And so they're like, oh, they must have cursed them.
Yeah.
A lot of blame going to the servants.
Yes, definitely. Yes. And ultimately it comes down to they needed to take down the mirrors because they could see them in the mirrors.
Yeah, you can see them.
They were being haunted and you could see them in the mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, a kind of believable story, right? And then we get the scene of Caroline and Ben when she's giving him a bath and she has like her little like pocket mirror and she's like, oh, Violet told me what's going on. Can you see them in the mirror? And again, just his acting. I know he says no words, but when she turns the mirror to face him, yes.
His face is just excruciating horror.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And pain. And like it's almost a jump scare, right? But like how big his
it is, because he even
is.
starts like kind of flailing in the bathtub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, she closes it. And I think at this point, she's a little more convinced about what's happening. It's like, oh, you see them too.
Because I don't know if we mentioned, but it's important to note that in the shop owner and other people, including the lawyer and all of that, have told her hoodoo only works if you believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, you're fine. You don't believe it, so you can't be hurt. Because I think even the lawyer is the one to be like, it only works if you believe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it's a big deal that she does not believe in it.
Yeah.
So she's safe.
Mm-hmm.
And we also learn during just her time as she's discovering this that one of the reasons why Caroline is staying in this house and why she does her job anyway is because she has guilt over not being there for her dad when he was older and ill and dying. So she's going to stay and stick this out, and she really cares for Ben, the old man. And she's not going to give up, even though there's some shady things going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to think what finally gets her to the breaking point of like, we leave tonight, because there's something that happens where Caroline's like, okay, I've had enough. Ben, tonight's the night. We're escaping.
I wrote down, and again, my notes are a little haphazard because it was pitch black and I was drinking. But I wrote down that I wrote bad dream with servant, guilt over her dad, want to leave.
Okay, perfect.
I think she had a bad dream. And then although
she did have a bad dream. She had like that nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think all of that came together of, hey, I love, this guy, kind of like the love for my dad, and this dream scared me. We're getting out of here. I'm going to save you.
And okay, I'm kind of remembering. I don't know if this is exactly what it was, but she also goes and gets the red brick dust.
Yes.
And puts it across her doorway.
Yes.
And then calls to Violet to say, oh, hey, there's a leak in here. Can you come and take a look? And we see, Violet's getting close to the door, and then her foot kind of like slips, is like a stop.
A halt.
And Caroline's no, like just come in, it's easier if you just come in for me to explain it.
And Violet like, won't.
Nope, can't come in.
She will not cross the door.
That's how we know that she intends to do her harm.
Yep.
But here's the problem. So that was great for Caroline to discover for sure Violet is intending me harm, but also it caused her to fully believe.
Yes. So exactly. At the end, to show Violet that she believes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point...
Do you want to know my notes? at this point,
What's
you
next in your
guys,
notes?
I'm so sorry. Okay, so then at this point, I wrote, how did he cross line in gas station? Disturbing chicken. Spell of protection. Keep her in.
Okay, yes. So they go back.
Okay, I know about the chicken. I know exactly the chicken you're talking about.
I actually know what
but
you're talking about.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it actually, if you see the movie, it's
Yeah, it all makes sense.
perfectly clear.
Okay. All right. You guys can decipher my notes for me
Yeah,
then.
because they go back to the gas station. This would have been a little bit before. Caroline and Luke went to the gas station. And there is kind of this scene where Luke is about to go in and he kind of stops and says, "Oh, ladies first," to tell Caroline to go in first.
Oh, right.
Then he walks in after her.
Yeah, that part bothered me because I was like, but actually I did realize why it was okay, or at least I think.
Oh, do you want to tell? I don't really get why it was wrong for him, like why he couldn't step inside.
Well, at first I thought because he's meaning them harm.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's not, because I'm about to like give the spoiler of the movie. He is Papa Justify.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like good on their side. Like Hoodoo is into Papa Justify. Like he's like one of their, not leaders, but like, it's like he's a priest in the Hoodoo. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like he's okay to cross the line in every sense. Like,
Wait, no, but then Luke couldn't cross the red brick later in the movie.
Yeah.
Because then Caroline used it as like a defense. And at that point,
because he was meaning her harm.
Oh, because he means Caroline harm, but not the people.
Not the people.
Right.
Okay.
Like he wants to harm Caroline, not a follower of Hoodoo.
It all tracks. Yes.
All right. That makes sense.
Why.
All right. It's a little convoluted. Yes. So like at this point, like just watch the movie and
just watch the movie, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Violet is like, I'm gonna make us a fancy dinner for me and Caroline. And that's the night when Caroline's like, Ben, we're gonna get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's the grossest chicken you've ever seen.
Yes. So while Violet is preparing gumbo, and hence that terrifying black chicken.
Disturbing chicken.
Very gross.
It is disturbing. Mm-hmm.
And while she's making her dinner, Caroline is like, come on, Ben, let's go. So she's gathering Ben. And she also gets the record and the sheet. So she's like got her evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And then is this where she starts injecting the sugar cubes?
Yes.
Well,
and we see her like filling the sugar cubes with something.
Yes. Like an entire bowl of sugar cubes.
Mm-hmm.
So Caroline injects the sugar cubes, we should say, because she's been trying to incapacitate Violet. As Violet has been doing to Ben.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So once they sit down to dinner, it's
one of those scenes where like it's like they both should know at this point, right?
Yeah.
I think
at that dinner scene. Yeah.
I think they do kind of both know, because Violet is trying to get her to eat the gumbo, which she won't. Caroline is not eating. And Caroline is being like, why didn't you put sugar in your tea? Like,
yeah, like it's,
and she won't either. Like, she ends up being able to sneak some into her tea when Violet leaves the room, like some of the medicine just directly. So then Violet drinks her drink full of the medicine and is like, quickly realizes like, oh shit, I've just been drugged. Like, so she falls over and kind of not passes out, but is like, I can't move. Like, she's immobilized.
Yeah. And while she is on the floor, she has some chalk and she starts drawing something and is holding a piece of paper. And Caroline takes it.
Yes, she takes
the chalk and the piece of paper and then tries to go. Well, no, she does get Ben. They get in the car. They're driving off. But just kidding. It's a dark, stormy night. And also the gate is locked.
Yes.
With a giant chain lock.
Yep.
So she tries to drive her poor little bug.
And that car,
bug.
I mean, it's not going to make it, you know?
No.
It's not going to cut it.
No, it's not.
So then she realizes they're not escaping and she has to hide Ben. So she like drags him into their boat shed
Yeah, like the tool shed.
And hides him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, she gets more red dust.
Mm-hmm. And I think she rows away.
Oh, yes.
There's a little boat.
In the boat.
There's a little boat. And she rows away. And it's like, okay, yeah, things might be looking good.
Mm-hmm.
And she decides to go get some help from Luke.
Yeah, so she goes to Luke's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And while she's there, he gets a call from Violet.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in the other room.
Yep.
And, and then what is it in the apartment that makes...
Well, I think she sees there's just a bunch of books about law, but like very intro books.
Yeah, like
it's
beginners
like
to law.
Law for dummies.
Yeah. And then he's playing a record. I think it's kind of similar to
the same song. It was the exact same song that Violet was playing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So there's a record, and then there might even be photos or something. So she starts to put some pieces together.
There are photos of her, like kind of like
of her, yes,
that you would take if you were like
stalking.
Yes, like tracking someone, like yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she's realizing now she went to the wrong person for help, but it's too late.
It's too late. Oh yeah, and because then he comes up behind her and strangles her until she passes out.
Yeah, and he brings her back to the house.
Yep. Yeah, I think she's like waking up as they're getting back to the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then when they're back to the house, Caroline and Violet get in a fight.
Yeah, we get some action.
We get some
at the end here.
Brutal fighting between these ladies, and like Caroline pushes Violet down the stairs.
Well, she pushes her over the edge of the banister that then goes onto the stairs, and like the way her legs looked. Oh my gosh, it was
gnarly.
Like
So and then does she call, like, she calls 911, right?
No, she calls Jill.
No, but she does call 911.
Oh,
she does.
Oh, also 911. Okay.
Yeah, she is able to get through to 911, and she basically just says, "There's been an emergency. Please come immediately."
Okay.
And then she calls Jill.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
she doesn't get to say much.
Nope.
Right. Because I think she's, at this point just thinking, I can't get out. Like they've all got me. So instead of trying to just escape, she is going to just protect herself in the house. So what she does is she does this circle of red brick dust around herself. Which turns out, instead of keeping bad spirits out, it keeps her in.
Yeah. It means that she cannot leave the circle.
So it's not the circle of red brick dust. It's the piece of paper that Caroline took from Violet.
It's like the full spell.
It's the full circle because she was tricked because Violet was, pretending to draw it out, and it says like circle of protection or something.
That's right.
And so she's like, "Oh, I'm going to use your own magic against you." And then that's when Violet tells her, "Oh no, that's not going to protect you. That's only protecting you from leaving."
That's protecting you. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is why it's rough to drink while watching and then rely on your notes.
We'd all seen it before. It's okay.
But the attic has got this giant circle of candles that was set up there. Like she went up and saw that. And so she made her circle within that one.
Yeah.
But basically by now she knows. So Violet, gets up there and she can't walk. She's like pulling her body up because her legs are all broken. Yeah. And she says like her magic, whatever she needs to say.
Well, and there's mirrors everywhere.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's part of my next what I can't decipher notes, where I wrote the flesh coil soul weak. Does anyone say that? The flesh coil soul weak. I wrote that down.
Interesting.
Not ringing a bell?
Okay. Might not know, but maybe it's in the movie.
Well,
so anyways, so there's a mirror, like a vanity mirror, like it's up on, little legs. And it just comes at Caroline and knocks her over.
And the whole time she's just screaming, I don't believe.
Yeah.
I don't believe. I don't believe. But she can't leave the
The
circle.
mirror knocks her down and everything just goes dark.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And then we see her get up. The next thing is like her waking up on the floor. Right.
Yeah. And I totally, at this point, I was like, oh, she won.
Yeah.
Like,
right? She didn't believe.
She didn't believe. And even though the mirror came crashing down on her, like, she won. And then she starts smoking.
Yeah, she walks over to Violet's body.
Cigarettes.
And she pulls out one of Violet's cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I just have to say, I don't smoke anymore, but I did used to back in my heyday. I loved those black cigarettes. I was like, that is the coolest effing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So as like a 15-year-old watching this movie, I thought that was the height of coolness.
Very cool. Very cool indeed.
But anyways, so she starts smoking, and that's when the lawyer comes up and he says like, how are you? Or something.
Yeah.
And she talks in a Southern accent, which she did not have before, about how like, oh, they're just not as easy as they used to be. It's harder every time.
Yep.
And we're like, motherfucker. So we realize she is Mama Cecile.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see the ambulances come and they take away both Ben and Violet. And Violet is now in that stroke-like state where she can't speak. And, you know, Caroline is saying like, yeah, you know, they need more help than we can give. And our friend Jill pulls up and runs inside and hugs her. And Caroline kind of
does not recognize her.
Yeah, like Jill asks her a question. She doesn't say anything. And the lawyer like steps in and is like, oh, she's just shook right now. Like, yeah. But that's when like we realize, oh shit, they pulled it off. And it like the camera just kind of pans out. We get to see.
Well, because Violet and Ben had left Caroline in the will.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I forgot about that. Yes.
So the lawyer had helped them leave Caroline in the will so that she gets the house.
Yep.
Because she took such good care of them.
Good care of them.
And so it just is playing this fantastic song. I don't know what it was, but I loved the music at this scene and like panning out so you can see the plantation like you know, in wide view and that's it.
So
they won.
That's it. So just to get a rundown of the transfer of bodies.
Yes.
So it went from Mama Cecile and Papa Justify transferred themselves into the kids. Who then grew up.
Quick pause. It was, I don't know if I even realized it last time, but that means that it was the kids who were killed during that movie.
Yes.
Or during that party, which kind of like thinking back on it now, like obviously it's horrible that anyone gets burned alive and killed at a party, but it's like, oh my God, they were like children trapped in these adult bodies who couldn't say.
Yeah, the people that were hung was the children.
It was actually the children.
In the bodies of Justify and Cecile.
Yeah. And being like killed by their own parents.
By their parents.
Yes, their parents, doing that.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to interrupt
No, you're good. So Cecile and Justify are in now the bodies of the kids who then grow up in the house, who then transfer their souls to now Caroline and Luke.
Yep.
Yes.
Again, not children, but young people.
Oh, yeah. Because now they get to take over the remaining years of their life.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Works.
I am thinking probably that Cecile and Justify were also like someone else had switched their bodies too.
I don't know. I think it might have just. I think they were the original.
I thought they were the originals too.
I think they were the original. Like, I think
the only reason I thought maybe is because that line where they said it keeps getting harder. That makes it seem like it's more than just the first time and then this time of putting their soul into someone's body. It made me feel like it's been going on for longer than we even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here was my biggest question, though.
Mhm.
Why did they have to keep Ben alive?
Okay. Right?
What? Why didn't they kill Ben?
No. Originally, I was thinking maybe it was, oh, well, maybe they have to keep him alive for, the switch to work or something. But it's like, well, no, the whole point is that he's going to die and they get to continue living, right?
Right.
So it's like, why keep him around?
I really don't understand. That to me is a giant plot hole.
Yeah, no, like 100%.
Maybe it was for a couple of reasons. Maybe to not look suspicious that he died, but also maybe to lure someone into their home.
That's
like
true.
to lure a young caretaker in, because otherwise, if people don't believe, and it's hard to get people to believe,
that's true. How would they have gotten anyone to the house?
That's true.
Okay, I could believe that.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense.
It does seem like extremely high risk.
Yes.
To keep him around, though. Like,
right.
I mean, but I guess then at the end, he was almost more convincing, right? I feel like he trying to get help was almost what convinced Caroline. The haunting and hoodoo were real. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. I buy that.
Yeah. I think it's still a little bit of like but why?
I know. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is this a good time to get into some psych?
Sure.
Yes, I am very excited.
Let's talk a little psych.
All right, just remember, folks, she's not a real doctor, but it's okay because these are not real people. Even in the movie, they're possessed people.
They're like, spirits of other people in other people's bodies.
They're really not real.
Yeah. So I feel like the heart of this movie really is the fear of aging.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the psychological process and what goes through when you're aging, because it's something that we all go through. And some go through it well, some do not. Yeah. So, Jurassicophobia, which sounds kind of like Jurassic Park.
I really thought you were about to say Jurassic Park. That's what I thought you were about to say.
Jurassicophobia. I think I'm saying it right. So that would be sort of an abnormal fear of aging or of growing old or the elderly. So that is something when it goes to an extreme. Okay. And that's things like where you'll see people will get just ridiculous amounts of plastic surgery, put themselves at risk. That's when this typical kind of fear of growing old becomes really severe. But I don't, which, I would argue to say Justify and Cecile definitely had that, because in order to take these extreme measures of putting your soul into another person's body. Yeah. And then having those people die, I would say that's a pretty extreme reaction and fear of becoming old.
Definitely.
Because I think that's why they do this, right? They don't want to become old and die.
They want to live forever, right? I think that's the ultimate plan here is keep doing this, live forever.
They want to live forever. So, so it typically, when people fear getting old, when it's not to the, phobia level, there's 4 kind of big reasons as to why people are afraid of getting old. The first is you're afraid of age-related diseases. So, as people get older, and there's I have theories as to, what causes more diseases as you get older. But the likelihood that you'll have a disease is higher, right?
Yeah.
So what's interesting though, in one study I read, if people had to pick, so actually I'll tell you the results, but you two can answer it first.
Okay.
If you had to pick between a shorter life in good health and a longer life with impaired health, which would you choose? Shorter and healthy or longer and sick?
I feel like it depends on how sick.
This one's easy for me to answer because I am sick. I'm not dying, but I have a lot of illnesses. I would definitely have shorter without illnesses. Mhm.
Oh. See, I feel like as long as you could still live a decent life, I would do
Let's-
long and sick, but it's like if it was something that like would affect your life and it would be an awful life, then probably short and healthy. I don't know.
Let's say it's something that it does affect you. So it's impaired enough that it could either affect your mobility, it could affect your memory. Say it's something that it does dramatically change your life.
Dramatically. Yeah, then I guess short and healthy.
Yeah, I would do short and healthy.
Yeah, so that is the majority. Most people will opt for short and healthy versus long and impaired health.
Yeah.
Another reason why people are afraid of getting older is they're afraid of being lonely.
Yeah, makes sense.
Fair.
So here's another question for you. Would you rather have a shorter life if it means that you die still having close relationships to the people that you're close with, or you kind of outlive everyone?
It's
So you have a long life, but those that have played a central role to you have since gone.
Yeah, no, I think definitely the first one.
Yeah.
100% the first.
And so I think that that's a stark contrast to our characters, because at this point, they've lived on for a couple hundred years because everyone in their life is now gone, but they choose that over being able to stay with the people that they love and just live a typical life.
Yeah. But they have each other.
They do have each other. Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not totally alone.
Yeah.
And so actually most people, if they, in one of these studies, most people don't want to live forever. It's not like they want this life where they just live and never die. They want kind of this optimum life of a long life and a healthy life, but they don't want to just like live forever. Most people actually don't say that they want that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So a little bit different than our characters though.
Yeah.
Right.
And then another reason people fear getting older is because then, after you're old, you then die.
You die.
A fear of death, which we've talked a little bit about.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, most people kind of want that realistic time, time span within their life rather than living forever.
I get that.
And then another fear is that people do fear, which I think this movie gets at, being dependent on someone. So losing your independence, losing your ability to kind of take care of yourself and, choose what you do and bathe yourself and, all of those things. People fear that. And that's another reason why people fear aging.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference though between fearing kind of the like illness and side effects of aging versus fearing death. So, some people, if they fear, the side effects of aging, like illness, but then they don't fear death, they're definitely going to choose, I want a short, healthy life because I'm afraid of death. I'm afraid of being sick when I'm old or being dependent when I'm old. So it's two very different kind of things that you might be afraid of. Or you might have both, which then you're going to be a lot more afraid of aging.
Yeah.
So then that kind of gets into this other topic of subjective age or age identity. So I'll start with this by saying, what age do you feel?
Oh.
So
before we answer that, I want to know how old our viewers or our listeners, if you're listening right now, before we answer, guess how old each of us are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now it's actually kind of fun.
But I want them to think about that first.
I guess I should ask as well, are we all comfortable revealing our ages? I think I talked about it last episode, so I don't care.
Feel like I've mentioned my age before.
Yeah, probably.
So before we confirm how old we are, how old do you feel? And then is it older, younger, or your age? So I'll go first.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I am 35. like if I had to say what I feel like I am, I don't feel like I'm, much younger than I am. I don't feel like I'm older than I am. I feel like I am 35, which is 4 years, almost 3 years. It's three to almost 4 years off from how old I actually am, because I'm 38, almost 39.
See, I was thinking like, I think I've talked about this before, where it's like I'm going to say 25, and I'm going to say that because I swear I feel like COVID stopped time, and so I refuse to believe that I am past that. Like it kind of stopped that moment in time. So I feel like I am 2 years younger almost.
Okay.
Where it's like, it doesn't even seem like that drastic of a difference, but for some reason, so I'm 27. For some reason, 27 to 25 seems like a big gap.
I get that.
But I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. I feel 78 years old.
Sometimes I do also feel
honestly though, yeah. On a good day, 25. On a bad day, 85.
92.
No. I would say that I feel 35 years old, which is like a few months. I'm about to be 35 years old. So,
all right.
I actually think you
feel right.
I always used to feel younger, but then like once I hit mid 30s, I was like, no, actually this tracks. Like I used to, when I was 29, I felt like I was 21. Like I don't know, but like when I hit my 30s, it was like, nah, this is pretty accurate.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like part of it just depends on where you are in life. Cause like after we bought our house, like my sister and her friend moved in with us, it was all four of us in the house, and then they both left. And so it was just Matt and I. And I was like, why do I feel like I'm 45 with an empty nest? Like I felt like I was having empty nest syndrome.
Totally.
Trying to do home repairs. So I feel like part of it's just like, what's going on in your life?
I 100% agree.
Absolutely.
That track.
Yeah. So typically people who have a younger perceived age, so kind of view themselves as a bit more younger, they do tend to feel more satisfied with their life versus, if you feel like you're much older than you are, you don't feel as satisfied, as healthy, as happy versus if you feel like you're younger. But on the other hand, if you have a desire to be younger than your chronological age,
your chronic age.
So if you constantly have this desire to be younger than you are, that is associated with lower life satisfaction, which is definitely the case for Justify and Cecile, because a lot of times you're just constantly searching for something that you can't have.
Yeah.
Right.
And it can be associated with, less physical activity, less life satisfaction, just overall poorer health. If you're just constantly wanting, not if you feel younger than you are, that's different. But if you wish to
are like
that you're younger.
What's the word?
You're just always chasing that youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if, like I said, if you just have this lower subjective age, it's associated with better mental and physical health, better cognitive functions, and overall satisfaction with life. If you're a little bit younger. And not even necessarily younger than you are, but I think if you're just feeling like kind of a younger age.
Yeah.
Young soul.
Soul. I'm an old soul for sure.
Yeah, there's like that. I feel like it was a trend a little bit ago on like TikTok where it's like, oh, I'm just I'm just a teenage 25-year-old.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Yep. Yes, exactly. Yep. Meanwhile, I am a grandma.
Yeah, you crochet and go to bed at 8 p.m. So
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
there's nothing wrong with that.
So your subjective age, speaking of my lifestyle, it's determined by various parameters, such as health, your overall health, personal experiences that you've had, social relationships, and your cultural values. So kind of like you guys were just saying, it depends on your subjective age is going to change based off of what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then my next question is, if you could choose your age, what would you choose? And the reason I'm asking this question is because it was in one of the studies where they were studying people's subjective ages. And one of the ways they were able to kind of determine people's satisfaction with their age and the aging process is if you could choose your age, what would you choose?
So like when you say choose your age, do you mean choose your age to be like right now or like to be, if you choose that age forever?
I don't know if it's necessarily saying like forever, but just like, hey, if right now you could be any age.
You could be any age.
Possible.
My question is, if it's younger, do you get to go back to that younger self?
Oh.
That younger body, younger experiences, like not just their age, but like I am going back to who I was at that age.
I'm going to say yes, because I feel like we're not getting into time travel with this.
Yeah,
site,
right. So it's like if you're saying younger, then
so I'm just saying, yeah, if you could
that would
choose
be
any
you then.
age.
I think if I could choose any age, I feel like it's going to be a good year for me for some reason. 29.
Okay.
I just like I'm like nearing 30, and I just like I feel good about that year.
Okay.
You know, so I'm not there yet, but I'm counting on future me to have a really good year at 29.
Awesome. That's really cool that that's a year in the future that you're choosing.
Yes,
I like that.
that's cool.
I think I'm kind of thinking about, when I was happiest and feeling healthiest and most successful. I feel like I had a really good year when I was 34. I don't think that it's my only good year. I think that there are future years. So maybe I could say I could pick 44 or something.
Oh yeah.
But for some reason, something about just the alignment of the stars when I was 34, I was feeling healthy. My relationships were good. I was professionally successful. So 34 was kind of like so far my perfect.
So far.
Yeah.
I would go back to 32.
Okay.
I think 32 was like I was old enough that I had a lot of things in place. So I owned my home, school, I graduated, like all of that jazz was happening. But it was before, my life fell apart. So I would say
experience.
I would say 32.
Okay.
Love it.
Although I might need to change my answer and say, I think maybe I'm looking forward most to when we are all in our 50s and 60s and we buy our commune and we live like as neighbors.
That is going to be a very good time for
it.
All
is. It
I
is.
think that's going to be really good.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, so just a little bit more about.
Wait, so what did people say? What was the best? What's the?
Yeah.
What do the survey results say?
then that was just kind of talking about where people that had a big gap between what their actual age was versus their desired or perceived age. If you had a larger gap between what you wanted to be and what you were, that was just associated with lower satisfaction, higher rates of, depression.
Oh yeah. Okay. I think we were all pretty close to our current age.
Yeah. Actually. Yeah. So I feel like part of the problem, it's really cultural. And I know this is more psych segment, not, sociology, but culture plays such a huge part in how we view aging.
Oh yeah.
And is a big part of this movie, kind of, it's the culture of America and how, people are afraid of getting older. I mean, think about the last 10 commercials or advertisements you've seen. I bet half of them have to do with making yourself appear or feel or look younger. Appear or look, as though those are different things. So, I feel like Americans are just really afraid of aging. But I found some interesting differences to other cultures in aging. So I figured I'd just go over those. So compared to Americans, Koreans actually, and again, this is an overall statistic. This is not saying everyone feels the same.
For sure.
But overall, Koreans portrayed a higher level of anxiety about aging, higher fears of the elderly, more psychological concerns, and more concerns over physical appearances. Here I am thinking Americans are just the worst and we hate old people and like we hate aging and it's all commercialized. But actually we're not the only ones.
Yeah.
Hey,
but we're not.
then look at us.
So it's also interesting. So for Koreans, it's the younger adults that feared elderly more, whereas Americans, it's the older adults that feared the elderly more.
Interesting.
So like as Americans, as we get closer to being elderly, we get more afraid. Whereas in, the Koreans, as they're further away from it, they're more afraid.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I want like
and
at
just
some
cultural
point,
differences. Yeah.
Like analyze that.
I know. At one point I want like a deep dive, but not just between cultures, but also men and women. In some studies, it kind of seemed like people feared aging roughly the same amount, except when it comes to physical appearance. American women showed more anxiety about aging when it related to physical appearance than their male counterpart.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Shocking. What a shocking discovery.
Shocked.
I say with my beauty filter on the Zoom. One other culture that I looked at, just a real quick piece about that, is Germans actually have a slightly higher subjective age than Americans. So even though Americans kind of view themselves as younger than they are, or just overall their subjective age is, make up a number 35, Germans is older. So it kind of suggests that possibly an older age is not as scary.
Interesting.
In that culture.
Cool.
So just kind of interesting how like culture plays a difference in it.
Oh yeah.
I can totally see that though. Like,
yeah. So I found some tips if you are fearing age.
Love it.
So just ways to cope with getting older, because that's something that everyone has to go through unless you are Cecile and Justify. So things that help, which everyone, I'm sure knows, and it's hard to accept, but physical exercise is huge. So even if you're not like the most physically active, even if you can just do walks or do something every day, every week to keep yourself physically, as healthy as you can be or somewhat healthy is key.
Yeah.
Along with eating healthy.
Gross, never.
Another good thing when you are aging is to continue to be social. So finding a social outlet, and that can be a thing, as people do get older, it's harder to be social. It's harder to make friends when you're older, especially when you're elderly.
Right.
So continuing to be social is really good. One thing that's really cool, there's so many studies out now, but one of the biggest things that kept coming up was being grateful. That is such a huge thing to kind of cope with and combat the fears of getting old, but also just in general, if you can find a way to genuinely be grateful for something every day or as often as you can, that can really help.
Yeah.
Just staying connected to your community, learning some coping skills. That's what I do every day is I teach kids coping skills. But even as you're older, you need
you were going to say you cope.
Yeah.
That's what I do every day. Cope.
I cope every day.
You just cope.
Try.
I mean, it's true, actually. Every day we are coping, whether we're
Here I am.
actively aware of it or not. So yeah, there's some more about aging, but I feel like that's probably enough.
This was a good little dive.
It's kind of a divergence from it, but I just felt like that was the theme of this movie.
It really was.
And that's a big fear that people have. So it comes up in horror movies, just getting older. And really, there's lots of things you can do
Yeah.
feel young and to not be afraid of aging because it's part of life.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I think that's so fascinating because really, like, this movie does play on your fear of age. Like, so I love that.
Yeah.
So there's just like,
Nice. Okay, so
Round
for
of
fun
applause.
facts, there was actually not a ton of fun facts about this movie, and we must have picked a good time or a bad time. As many of you know, I like to go rent the DVD
yes.
of all the movies because bonus features.
Mhm.
But I went to my favorite DVD rental place, and it was out in the front as like a staff pick. So like one of the staff members was like, you need to watch this movie.
Wow.
And so every copy of it was rented. I couldn't do any of the DVD ones, the Blu-ray, it was all rented out.
How rude.
So no bonus features for me.
Does the staff at your movie rental place listen to Spooky Sips, and did they hear us announce on our last episode that we would be watching Skeleton Key?
That's
They
it.
must have. They
That's
were like,
what it
this
is.
is it. Cue this one up.
Yep.
Must have been it.
That's it.
So I don't have a ton of fun facts. Instead, I decided to do a little bit of a dive on mirrors.
Ooh.
Because, in the movie, one of the big, creepy things that's happening is just no mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it seemed strange, but it was one of those things where I was like immediately accepted that something spooky was happening because mirrors are spooky.
Agreed.
So I just wanted to I just looked up like mirror mythology and figured I'd get into it. Why not?
I love this.
So one of the most common myths with mirrors is that breaking one leads to 7 years of bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes from, I guess, in ancient Rome, they thought that a soul regenerates every 7 years. And so when you saw a mirror, your soul would go into it. When you broke it, that meant that a part of your soul was broken with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 7 years until your soul could regenerate and kind of heal what had happened.
Okay.
So that's where that comes from.
Interesting.
Another very common one, Bloody Mary. I think we've all heard of that. Go to a mirror, ideally dark, with a candle, and say Bloody Mary 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I feel like there's actually a few different things of what will happen with Bloody Mary, right? One is like, she'll get you.
Mm-hmm.
Another is she'll answer a question, right? You can ask her any question.
Right.
I feel like there's a couple different things that will happen with Bloody Mary.
I have tried it and have never succeeded.
Damn.
But I still believe.
But keep trying, you never know. Okay, another, I don't know if it's kind of a myth with mirrors, relates to vampires. Again, there's this kind of repeated thing of souls and mirrors. Because vampires don't have a soul, they don't have a reflection. So that's why they can't see themselves in the mirror.
Yes.
And in some cultures, they'll have mirrors at the entryway as a way to dissuade or know if a vampire or a soulless creature is entering your home.
Okay. Which I find kind of interesting because Beetlejuice, one of the things that they discover, one of the ways they discover they're dead is because they can't see themselves, but they are, in fact, nothing but a soul, right? Isn't that what a ghost is?
Right?
A soul without a body?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I feel like they would, because another kind of common thing is that mirrors are kind of like portals and you can see almost like more truth than real life.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything, they should have had a reflection because the truth was that their souls were there.
Interesting. I think it's very important to note that I'm assuming our listeners are around our age. And if so, if they're a scary movie fan, they know of the very first time we were ever exposed to the mirror myth. And that would be in Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's film, Double Double, Toil and Trouble.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The mirrors were a big deal.
Oh my gosh.
That is by far my favorite horror movie, and that's what I
Add it to the queue.
We're gonna next year for Halloween.
Honestly,
we know what we're doing.
That would be kind of fun.
And listeners, even if you aren't our age, if you feel our age, if your subjective age is in your
absolutely
mid 20s to mid 30s,
I think this is a very important movie.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
and everyone should.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so another kind of myth or belief is that in some cultures they believe that souls can get trapped in mirrors, and so especially during mourning after someone has passed, you have to cover up mirrors with something, preferably a black cloth, because I guess mirrors look differently to souls. They look like just some sort of vortex, and so they can get under the false impression that that's how they enter the afterlife, because their soul is still like exiting and trying to get to the afterlife. But if they go into a mirror, their soul will be trapped there instead.
Interesting.
Just like in Mary-Kate and Ashley's movie.
Exactly.
Okay, another legend is that the devil is the one who invented mirrors in order to do basically what I said before, which is trap spirits.
Love this one.
Love the idea that the devil invented mirrors.
I completely believe that.
Okay, and that's all of the mirror myths that I had. I just there's kind of a shocking amount, right?
Yeah. It's really interesting, actually.
It is. Well, and I love that you did it, because I know we just talked about They Don't Stay Dead podcast that we plugged, but that is my favorite podcast episode of theirs that I have listened to, is they talk about mirrors and some myths of mirrors. So how fitting that
good tie-in.
That
it's
you're
perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and then for this time in history, I found a new thing.
Okay.
Well, so I try to just look up things that happened that year.
Yeah.
But I found a new thing. Merriam-Webster has a section where you can go and it'll tell you the first used, or the time that a word was first used in print.
Ooh, okay.
Cool.
So I went to 2005.
Yes.
And was like, what are the new words that came out in 2005? So I'm going to share those with you guys.
Oh, I love this.
I was going to try to see if I could guess one, but
do you want to take a guess? I didn't write all of them. So if you want to take a guess.
no idea.
I don't know. I don't know if I could guess.
Well, okay, wait, let's see.
Do you remember that one song that was like "Get Slizzard"?
Yeah. Or was that
Fly Like a G6? Was that after?
Oh my gosh.
That was around that time. Okay, we're moving up. The
all right,
words.
anyways.
Butt dial.
Oh, okay.
2005. Debbie Downer.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, which seems. I thought it would be way older.
I agree. I thought it was older.
It's more one of those, I think, like oral traditions. Like, you talk about Debbie Downer. You don't write about her.
The first print is in 2005. Glamping.
Nice.
Which I could totally see. Rage quit.
Oh, love that.
Love it. And upvote.
Really?
So as a side fun fact, YouTube was created in 2005.
Wait, really? YouTube is...
Yeah, 2005 is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like 2005 was 5 years ago?
2005 is almost 20 years ago. It is almost
20 years
2024.
ago.
Right now. Because when you say 20 years ago, I think of the 80s.
No.
Yeah.
80s was 40 years ago.
Stop.
I know.
You are showing your subjective age right now.
You
are. Or your chronic age, I should say.
Oh my gosh, I need a minute.
Okay, those are the words I picked out. I think I'm going to start pulling this for my This Time in History.
I love this segment, so yes.
I loved learning the words.
Yes.
Okay, and then I also looked up popular movies because I feel like I'd never heard of this movie until you guys showed it to me.
Mm.
So I feel like maybe it just didn't get super popular. It did fine. It did like make money, and it has fine reviews, but I don't think it became kind of a big hit. So let's see what it was competing with.
I like
2005. We had Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Obviously.
Yes. We had Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I'm not a Star Wars person, so I don't know what that means.
I like the OG one, like the ones from the 70s.
Matthew loved Anakin, so
that's true.
I know. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Madagascar.
Yes, I love
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Batman Begins, Hitch, and Brokeback Mountain were all released.
I still haven't seen Brokeback Mountain. I really need to.
Oh my gosh, there's some movies on there you haven't seen that you need to see.
I know.
Yeah. I just feel like that's a big year for movies.
That is a big year. Those are like big blockbuster
big movies.
Yeah.
So maybe that was part of the reason why this movie
I could see that.
is I think it's a bit underrated. I don't think it's as popular as it should be. Yeah. Oh, I will throw in one last piece of tea to end out my section, because I couldn't find a lot of fun facts for this movie. But one thing I did find was the director was doing an interview. And one thing that has come up, which I guess we didn't talk about, which is fine, is there is a little bit of overlap between this movie and Get Out. I think a lot of people are like, it's kind of interesting that Get Out was really successful and this movie wasn't, given kind of how similar they are. And so the director in an interview said that apparently someone at Blumhouse called him before the movie was released to give him a heads up about the similarities of the movie.
Oh, interesting.
So, and that's it. That's the last he ever heard of it.
Like someone copied their homework.
I mean, it's like all movies take inspiration from other movies. There is no original work.
But some maybe more than others.
But, to get a warning, I think he should be a little flattered.
Interesting. I would be flattered and mad.
Yeah. So, I mean, I loved Get Out, so I'm not trying to throw shade at Get Out. It was a very good movie.
I know.
But I just thought that was interesting. I have to share the tea.
I like that. Good tea. Very good tea. So here on Spooky Sips, we don't give stars, we give sips. So ladies, for this one, how many sips do you give the movie?
I think for me, this is a solid 3. As I would say, if you haven't watched it for some reason, do go watch it. This is I recommend watching it. There's a lot of things that I really like about it. I think I just have some criticisms of it as well. So it's like a solid 3 for me.
Yeah.
Fair.
I am exactly in alignment with you. 3 is good. Like 3 is very good, very respectable. Yeah. And I think that this movie is great. It's like you said, you should see it. For some reason, there's some sort of a spark missing from it. Kind of like you said, I feel like I wish they would have done a little bit more with the hoodoo stuff. I felt like a little bit in the middle, I started to wander a bit. So I felt like it's so good and I love so much of it and I'll watch it again, but there's just a little bit of something missing to bump it higher than a 3 for me.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. I think for me, I'm going to give it a 3.5. And that's just because I think the nostalgia for me, like it came out at a time in my life where I just loved the movie so much. So I think, I put a little nostalgia in there. So for me, it's going to be a 3.5.
Love it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So it is another holiday just around the corner. And, if you have been following us for a while, you know that we love a good Thanksgiving horror.
Yes.
If you have not listened to and then watched the movie from our last episode about Thanksgiving from last year, please go and do that. You want to see that movie, okay?
It's so good.
For this year, it is actually now like a thing. Like Hollywood is like, wait, this is an untouched market.
People are
Right?
into this.
People are into this. Which is
Thanksgiving
very
horror,
exciting.
baby.
We would like credit. So you guys can call us to give us the credit. But the movie is just titled Thanksgiving, and it's marked as a horror slasher. It is coming out, I believe, on like November 17th.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be going to see it in theaters.
Yeah, we will.
And then doing an episode for you all. So get to the theater, go and watch Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time on Spooky Sips. Bye.
Bye. Cute.
Thank you for listening to Spooky Sips. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening. To stay up to date on all the spooky things we're up to, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at spookysips_podcast. And if you want to help support the podcast, consider buying us a coffee, or really a cocktail. We are completely independent, so every little bit goes a long way to keeping our podcast running and improving. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.